Welcome to the Majorvation Report. I'm your host, Major Williams. And on this show, we discuss all things inspirational, aspirational, and motivational. In addition to interviews from some of today's inspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders, I will be bringing you news updates in hopes to add value and become the go to destination platform for your news and entertainment. Today marks the end of the U.S. public health emergency crisis for COVID 19. Now, when it expires tonight, you should know that the controversial immigration policy Title 42 does as well. What is Title 42, you may be asking? Well, it's a public health policy that went into effect in March 2020 that allowed U.S. Border Patrol to turn away migrants seeking asylum to prevent the further spread of COVID. Title 42 received criticism from the ACLU and other advocacy organizations for using public health as a pretext for keeping keeping immigrants out of the country. Border regulations will now revert to the pre-pandemic rules, permitting asylum seekers to stay in the U.S. while their cases are being processed. Why is this? Why is it expiring? You may ask. Well, Title 42 was only legal because of the national public health emergency. Now that the Biden administration is ending the emergency, Title 42 has no legal basis. Authorities anticipate an immigration surge. Well, duh. Officials expect those who attempted to make it into the U.S. during the Title 42 could try again, knowing that they can't be turned away so easily. The following places have already declared a state of emergency. Places like Brownsville, El Paso, and Laredo, Texas. In El Paso, an estimated 2,300 people are living on the streets because shelters are at maximum capacity. Take a look at Chicago, the self-proclaimed sanctuary city. So more than 8,000 migrants arrived in the past year. Two New York counties, the counties each declared a separate state of emergency after NYC Mayor Eric Adams said he wanted to send migrants to hotels in the suburbs. Looking ahead, 1,500 additional troops sent by the Biden administration have started to arrive at the border. The president is also expanding legal avenues into the U.S. for migrants. But whether or not the federal government has an adequate plan to handle the increased migrants at the border remains to be seen. Now, yesterday, at a town hall with Donald Trump and CNN, Donald Trump says the GOP should let the U.S. default. Speaking at a town hall event with mostly Republican voters, CNN has reported. The former president and 2024 hopeful said Republicans should allow the country to default on its debt unless Biden agrees to massive cuts. He also doubled down on his claims that the 2020 election was rigged and wouldn't say whether he would sign a federal abortion ban or whether he wanted Russia or Ukraine to win the war. That's neither here nor there. As we know that this, CNN can be very biased, and we saw that even with the reporter that they had interviewing him, it was a very, it was cringy to actually watch and to see that entire video. So the world got a peek onto tech news. The world got a peek at what exactly the Googleplex team has been working on. This year, they had the Google Yearly Developer Conference. It's called Google I/O, and it was yesterday. And the biggest news came from the AI department. Google announces its new AI model, Palm 2. It may be the future of search. Instead of gathering up a bunch of links sponsored and just plain popular, answers to queries will be written by Google's AI and will appear at the top of the page for some searches, the company has said. The update would roll out just a few users at first, but could signal a radical change for publishers. Here are some highlights. Google's first foldable phone, the highly anticipated Google Pixel Fold, will hit shelves in late June with a whopping $1,700, close to $1,800 price tag. Good luck with that. And finally, a Google executive roasted Apple for still making iMessage available to Android users. I like my iPhone. I love my iPhone messages. I'm sure Android appreciates it. So back off. So listen, this has been your Majorvation report for today. Like I said, we want this platform to be a destination place for your news, updates, and so much more. Get ready for some amazing interviews that we have in the tank and ones that we have planned coming up. We're going to be releasing content on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. And we're looking for your input, your suggestions. And if you have some value to add to the show, come on to the show. Let's interview you and get your thoughts on what's going on in this beautiful world that we all live in. Take care, God bless, and stay motivated.